What's up, guys? Coach David here, your host of the Beyond the Athlete podcast, and we're here for another amazing episode. This one, I would say is going to go down in history. She doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to let her know. The young lady I'm with today is actually the first female football player that we've had on this podcast. I'm sure you didn't know that.
I didn't. I'm honored.
Yeah. So, yeah, like we've been trying to get more females and be able to speak to more females. And me and this young lady, we met at a friend's event, and we've just kept in touch ever since. I think her story is quite interesting, and I know you guys will enjoy it as well. She's quite young as well. When I say young, I'm not talking about like super young. She's still in her 20s, but what she does already in the 20s, trust me, I didn't even see myself there when I was in my 20s at all. So she's doing some amazing things, and the sky's the limit for her. So I would like to introduce you all to semi-pro football player and creative in her own right across the board, Nour. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for accepting the invite. It's been great. I know we've kind of like spoken quite a few times about different things, and we've met at different events, obviously like events that we know people have organized. And for me, I thought that it was just right to kind of get you on the podcast and have a conversation, especially being a female athlete as well, but not just being a female athlete, an athlete in general, when it comes to mindset, when it comes to the physical attributes and physical skills that makes an athlete as well. But before we kind of dive into that aspect of things, I always like to touch on history, like growing up, family life, like what was that like for you? And obviously young Nour, 8 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, even younger if you remember, that's kind of led to where you are today.
Oh, okay. Right, so I was born in Egypt, fully Egyptian, but I moved to Switzerland when I was 5. So I'd say that's like the formation of where I am now. It's like definitely Switzerland. So growing up, the jump from Egypt to Switzerland is so different, but I went to an international school, so the adjustment was quite good. I think there, my parents just like threw me into every single sports imaginable. I did gymnastics, wasn't flexible, don't know why they thought that was a good idea. Tennis, hand-eye coordination, 0. Swimming, lots of different. Netball, I'm not tall, terrible sport for me. But yeah, I got into football when I was like 5, and like football there wasn't that big, so I was going to like the summer camps and stuff like that. And girls, when I say football wasn't big, it wasn't big for girls. So I was just like playing with boys, and they did not like that. I was always picked last. That was not fun. But joined my first women's team, I would say at like 9, and I was at that club, so it was Servette FC, and at that time I would arguably say still one of the biggest female football clubs in Switzerland. So they play in the first division, and I was there from like 9 till 18. Made my way up from, so we didn't have like under 18s. We had like, they were letters, so it'd gone from F to A and then first team. Right. So made my way to the first team at like 15, and at the time they were in like second division. So I really did enjoy that. And went to school, and by the time I hit 18, my parents were like, all our kids are going to uni, so pack your bags. And I went to Loughborough University, where I studied graphic design. I was there for 4 years. That I loved it there. I mean, I still played football, and like the facilities there and everything was so good. So still continued developing on that. Met my closest friends there. I mean, Paola, shout out Paola, my best friend, and she plays football. After we graduated, we both joined Brentford. She's still there. I've now made the hop. I've gone a league up to a team based in Acton, so still London. That's where I am today. I'm still doing graphic design. I do that freelance. Started a master's in marketing at Imperial College.
Oh, amazing.
Playing football, doing some creative content.
Nice. Okay, that's really cool. So what got me was the fact that you went to study graphic design at Loughborough, which is like one of the biggest sports universities.
Yeah.
But it's good because like, what do you go to university to study sports for anyway? So
yeah, that was my thing. Like, I can't say I'm much of a school person. But my parents are. I mean, I'm coming from Egypt. I mean, not a lot of my family have gone on into like university abroad and stuff. So definitely a big deal within my family. And I still very much wanted to play football. And the lady that was like basically recommending at uni, she was like, just go Loughborough, don't bother looking anywhere else. I'm thankful I did. I mean, I low-key wish I stayed in Switzerland, because the year I left, my team got promoted to the first division. Like 2 years later, they're in the Champions League. So I was like, oh, I'm missing out. I'm at uni. What am I here for? No, I'm joking. Go to uni, kids.
Yeah. No, but it's good. It's still good though. I think there's still a positive out of it anyway, because obviously now still kind of going through that whole marketing, doing your masters in marketing at such a prestigious university as well, but then still play football at a high level. Like, how do you manage your time basically in terms of doing both?
It's not easy. I think what helps is that they all tie into each other so perfectly. Like, I very much still do graphics within the football industry.
Makes sense.
And before I started off my masters, I was working full-time at a football agency as well. So it was like, I was playing football, I was meeting people in the football world. Like, I was working with Pharrell Williams, who's like the most capped England player in the world, Rio Ferdinand. We had footballers coming in and out, so I was meeting all these people. So like, I think when you're in that environment, it's particularly like motivating to see what other people are doing. And like, you just think like, cool, the more effort I put into this now, the easier it will be when I get older, I guess. So I think that's like the main motivation. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, the other night I was up till 6 a.m. finishing up assignments and finishing off work for clients. But I think like, when you want something enough, like, it's kind of worth it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, even for myself, so I decided like last year September to go back to uni.
Nice, congratulations.
Thanks. And even I'm doing an undergrad in computer science, AI. And the reason why I wanted to do that was, it's not because I wanted to go to uni, like, oh yeah, I need to get a degree. I kind of wanted something that I can go to and really kind of like expose myself to that space of AI and computer science, and see how I can apply that into sports, but also explore the different people within my course as well, that I could be like, oh, maybe in the next 3-4 years I can actually build my platform, my business platform, my sports platform, and even hire some of these guys to help build it as well. And it works, and it's been good for me, because even the young guys that I have now that are building an amazing platform that we're building underneath Basketball Nation has been quite good, because a lot of the stuff that they're learning from the developer that we hired is stuff that I'm learning in class. So it's like it kind of works out. Exactly. So everything kind of goes hand in hand, like you said. It's not like two separate things. Everything kind of like benefits each other, which is quite cool. I was going to ask as well, because obviously you mentioned, obviously from the age of 5 you started playing football, and then sort of like 18, that's when you kind of like left home. Well, not I would say kicked out of home, but you were told to like spread your wings. And you went to university and stuff like that. Obviously those transitions can be quite difficult as well, especially when you look at women's sports. Maybe back then, maybe it was still in that growth phase. It's still in the growth phase now, but in the lower growth phase per se. But what would have kept you? What kept you kind of like going? Basically, was it a case where you weren't seeking? You didn't want to really have ambition. You just kind of like wanted to go through the process, or was it something else?
I think like, the goal with it has changed like 50,000 times as I went along.
That was the case.
Because obviously when I was in Switzerland, like, it was always like, I'm gonna go pro. I'm 15. I'm playing second division. I always thought like that was it. Like, when I'd gone to uni, I still had that. Like, I was thinking, I came from a great club in Switzerland. I'm gonna walk right into the first team. Boy, was I humbled. Like, I think it was kind of like a shock to the system when I came to the UK, because here it's like, very much like academy culture. If you come from academy, then you're at the top list. Like I was hearing girls be like, I went to Chelsea Academy when I was 12, and that was it, just academy under 12s, but they were still first team and stuff like that. So I think like the bias really did hit me, because I was like put into the threes, and then I had to like work my way up across my years. And I think that's when it started like becoming into like, maybe it's not all about becoming pro. And like I met like my closest friends there. Like I met Paola, obviously I mentioned before, Nour and Fat, are like my 3 closest friends, I'd say, in football. And I think it was like those people that like kind of made it into a like, yeah, football is like all about competition and being the best and all of that, but a lot of it is also about like the people you meet, like the support you have. Like like for me, I'd say like my football family is like genuinely my second family.
Amazing. And then tying that into, I think that was such a good answer to that, because a lot of people are so ambitious that they want to make it to the pros, and that's like the beginning the end for them, but not realizing that sometimes you just have to kind of go through the process, still like put the work in to be great, but the process is what would kind of like show you, okay, cool, this is where you need to go, basically, and this is what you're going to get from this. For example, with yourself, you've kind of built a family or community of friends, do you know what I mean? Someone else, it could be like for yourself as well, the creative side of things as well. Some people might be like, oh, they maybe met someone that's kind of intrigued their mind and they wanted to build something else, or went into another space, maybe media and sports, just through that as well. And some people go pro, obviously, but and that's the reason why I even started this podcast, because Beyond the Athlete is really much about, okay, cool, as much as like you may be pro or you might want to get to the pro levels, what other pivots can you make during that process? It's
exactly that. Like I feel like everyone is like, I want to go pro because obviously the money and I guess like the idea of like pros are cool and whatnot, and aura and all of that, but like I think like the journey, you go through so much of like the people you meet. Like I don't think I ever had in my mind like I'm gonna go in and do something creative in football. Like it was always like pro. Then I'd gone to work for a football agency, seen like that side of the football industry. Then I'm meeting people who are doing stuff in like the content world in football, and you just kind of like start to rethink everything and go like, cool, being pro is great, but you can still play football with a love for it and do a lot of other amazing things in it. Yeah, like I don't think being pro is like the final boss stage of football.
No. I always feel like with sports anyway, sports is such an amazing industry, is an amazing, I'll say, tool to use. And for me, I've always thought about sports as like a thing to bring people together, entertainment, community, family, which is what we're both getting from it at the moment. But then now it's like, obviously, women's sports. And I don't like to say women's sports, but for this context, I'll say women's sports in general anyway, to me anyway. But specifically women's sports, like what's been your take on how much growth it's had, how much visuals it's had, especially when it comes to like, for example, the World Cup, Women's World Cup, even the Olympics as well. You see all this sort of emerging greats coming through, even like, for example, WNBA. We had one of the ladies, Temi Fabinley, she won the WNBA as a rookie in 2017. But then you see people like Caitlin Clark, we talk about football, Chloe Kelly, Michelle Adjaman, like all this sort of people that's just emerging to greatness, basically. Like, what's your take on like the state of women's sports today?
I mean, honestly, from when I was younger, it definitely big strides. Like, I don't think we're at like the peak of where women's like sports can be. Because like for me, like as I said, when I was growing up, women's football like was not existing. I was playing in leagues where we still competed against boys. I was playing in a boys team, and like now, obviously, you've got so many women's teams. You've got all types of sports now shining on social media, everyone being portrayed, female athletes doing their thing, killing it on campaigns and all of that, which you didn't find as much when I was younger. I think like the main problem with women's sports is that people don't let us just enjoy our sport. Like I was speaking about this with my friends before. like I will see like girls, like I'll be on TikTok scrolling and I'll be seeing like girls posting like a clip they're happy about, like as you should. If you're proud of something, post it. So what? And like you'll see the comments being like, oh, why is this slowed down, like do you guys want equal pay and stuff? And I'm like, guys, it's actually 2026. Like why can we not just let people enjoy their sport without judging? Like, is it bothering you? Like, is it affecting your life? So I think like that's the biggest thing. But in terms of like where we were a couple years ago versus now, like we still got such a good platform to go even further. But we're definitely at a better spot than it was before.
And what do you think can take it to the next level from your point of view?
I think just persistence and like just female athletes continuing doing what they're doing. Like again, like Chloe Kelly is such a good example. Like the amount of times this girl like has been like, people have been trying to put her down and she's coming out winning the Euros not once but twice for like, obviously not just her alone, but she has scored the final goals twice to put them to win the finals. And people making fun of her on social media, and she's coming out and talking about just her life story and inspiring people and stuff like that. I think the more female athletes that stand up against that and kind of like brush all this hate and comments and stuff to the side is what's really going to keep us going. Like nothing's, I think it's just showcasing like all the amazing things and hard work that people put into their sport. And that's not just training.
Exactly. Like even when you were saying, like you see now a lot of the top athletes, you see like a lot of brands are now like running after them as well. But it's like, why weren't they doing this before? It's like, why is it that you decide to now really put into someone because they're more visual, people are starting to recognize them, but from the start, isn't the case where we can actually see the potential and actually feed into that potential as well? So for me, it's like, why do you think brands are now so much interested in women's sports? Obviously we know the reason why, but maybe from your point of view, as an actual athlete, like what is it that they are seeing that's making them think, okay, I want to work with this team, or I want to work with this individual and stuff like that?
I think as sad as it is to sound, like, did that English make sense? As sad as it sounds, there we go. As sad as it sounds, like people really just jump on whatever is like popular or trending these days. Like I don't think brands actually look and go like, there's potential in this person, or find like someone who's not very big and actually promote them. I just think like they'll be like, that female athlete is getting so much attention on social media for whatever reason. It could be she's got great hair and nothing to do with their sports, and they'll be like, that's going to be the face
interesting
of my
though,
brand. Like I don't think they're like, because I see like so many young girls and stuff that like they'll be doing like their freestyle videos and stuff like that, but they're not getting as much engagement. I don't see no brands go like, she's doing something really cool, let's put her in the light. They're just going like, she's got 50k followers because whatever reason people find her pretty or whatever, and then they'll put her on. Like I don't. That's
interesting. That's crazy though.
That's my take on it.
No, but it's not wrong. It's not wrong, because when I had Temi Fabenle on here, she's a GB athlete as well. She plays for the GB basketball women's team, and she's a captain as well, but she plays WNBA also as well. And she mentioned something like that. She mentioned about how it's the pretty ones, the ones that have great bodies, or the ones that have all of the following, because of that package. That's what they look at, but they're not looking at them as just an athlete. There's a lady that I can't remember her name. She was playing WNBA. She doesn't play there anymore. But she gets a lot of brands just because of how she looks, just based off that. But then you still want to be able to put into the athletes that are actually doing bits on the pitch and off the pitch as well, because I'm sure there's so many women out there that are doing so much amazing things for the community, but they're also like top athletes in their own space as well, but we don't get to really see them.
That's exactly the thing. And like I think that's part of women's football again, like and women's sports even, like a lot of like the engagement, I guess, and like part of the growth is like people are now being like watching it more because of like they're finding these girls pretty to watch and whatnot. Like I think it's so much more than that. Like so much effort goes into our sport, mentally, physically, all of it, and like I don't think that's being recognized as much.
And based off what you just said, what are the obstacles and barriers that, as a woman in sports, that you face, or just in general, explanation of what women face in sports as well today? And the reason I'm asking this because the reason I'm asking it as well is because technically I actually don't know. I'm only just starting to work with young women in the basketball space, where we now have weekly sessions with them within West London. But then at the same time, for me to do that, I'm also bringing in someone like Beverly to come and work with me on that, or someone that's in the women's basketball space, because that way I can learn how to basically fully like give them what they need in terms of the sport, because I wouldn't want to do it in the same way that I do with guys. Not saying that they can't manage it, but it's just like having a son and a daughter. You can kind of give them the relationship that you have with them is always going to be completely different. So I'm always like, that's why I wanted to know, and obviously people watching as well, so that they know the things that women go through as athletes as well. Because it's not just the injury side of things like men do. There's so many other things as well.
I think it's just the most obvious one. Like, the mentality side of the game, I think, is the biggest obstacle. And that's not just like having a bad game. Like, it's all the comments coming into it and like performing despite those comments and what people think and stuff. Like, I worked with an amazing program called Play Her Way, and they basically give young girls the support to, like, I
saw that. I think I saw that on your Instagram. That was cool.
The support basically to go into football and in life with like just the confidence skills, resilience and stuff like that. And I think like the biggest obstacle is like enjoying what you're doing, even when people are commenting under your pictures, pictures, videos, whatever, going like, oh, that goal wasn't good, or if it was a men's game that wouldn't go in.
That's
like,
crazy.
As much as we want to unify men and women's football, like it is very much two different sports at the same time. Like, to judge what's going on in the women's game, compare it to the men's game, like I don't think that's fair at all. Like it is two different games at the end of the day. So I think that's it. It's just like that confidence and resilience are the biggest challenges in women's football. Yeah,
I think that mental side of things is always such a big barrier. Obviously that's a space that you're quite involved in as well. As an athlete, what does it take to retain that strong mindset in terms of still being able to produce at a high performance as well?
You have to be knocked down so many times before you get to that. Like, I would say I'm quite a resilient player, but I can be a lot more, but I'm a lot more than what I was last year, if that makes sense. Like, especially since coming to the UK, like, I've had people not believe in me. I have coaches sign me and then play me 3 minutes. Don't know why you signed me then. And then after play me 90 minutes when they've realised, oh, actually, she's not that bad. I think you really do need to take, like, all these obstacles and, like, not look at them as, like, let me just move on and find something else. It's like, what can you learn from, like, all the, like, challenges that you're going through? What patience can you take into it? That kind of, like, builds you up. I think it just builds so much character. Yeah, you need to be knocked down. You need to learn from your mistakes. You need to learn from the not so nice encounters you make.
Yeah. Are you? What position do you play?
I'm a centre mid.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that as well, because your answers, it's like, you kind of see things from so many different angles as well. No, that makes sense. Obviously, like with sports as well. So my position when I was playing basketball was point guard, which is quite similar to how a centre mid plays as well, where you're kind of like reading the game, seeing everything on the pitch, on the court, making the right decisions, the right passes, like everything kind of starts from you basically. And for me now, it's almost like how have you taken those certain attributes that you've learnt on the pitch into various other things in life? So for example, with myself, like, there's so many things I've taken from playing sports, especially basketball, because that was the sport I played, that I've taken into what I do now in terms of like consistency, because like you can be the greatest person at speaking, you can be the greatest person at designing, but if you're not consistent, there's no growth there. And it's not consistent in the sense that you're putting in mad work, but just being consistent, being like at least a bit better every day. And not having to feel like you're working, like this is like just your lifestyle, basically.
Just in flow state.
Exactly, basically, so what attributes have you kind of taken from playing sports that you've kind of applied into like parts of your life as well?
Consistency is actually such a good one, because it's gonna sound mad, but I think I'd rather be like average than really, really good, and then sometimes really bad. Because I had this like my first season at Brentford. It was like I had just moved to London. I was like living by myself. I'd just come from like a breakup, whatever that means. And then just like so many things were like not consistent in my life, which kind of translated onto the pitch. And that kind of affected my minutes. And I remember my manager saying like, I would rather you give me straight 6 out of 10 performances and you give me a 9 one day and then a 4 the next day. And I was like, that's so true. Like I would rather just be consistently average than like overperform and then underperform the next day and then like disappoint people. So yeah, consistency in everything, I agree with that. But also like how you deal with people. Like with football, obviously it's a game where it's like so much tension. In the heat of the moment you might react a way you don't really want to react, get into fights, not me though, not me. Get into fights, say things like if a teammate messes up in a tense game or something. I think the communication aspect is such like a big one for me, because like just learning to as cliche as that sounds, but learning to harness your emotions is such a big one that I've taken from football into like friendships, relationships, how you deal with family and stuff like that. Just navigating life. That hard work and persistence, I mean, you don't get anywhere in life without putting in the work. And it's even like doing it on the days you don't want to do it. I mean, when it's snowing and raining, best believe I don't want to be on that pitch. But you still have to do it, and it feels good after. So yeah.
How often do you train outside of your normal training hours?
So when I was with Brentford, I trained 3 times, and now I train twice. So I've kind of like upped it up a bit. So I go gym now twice a week, and then I do an extra session like with a one-to-one coach on the pitch once a week. Okay, cool.
And that's outside your team training?
Yeah, team training and stuff.
That's good. So you're quite active during the week then?
Yeah, very active. Got lots to do.
Yeah, but it makes sense though. It makes sense. And then even like obviously with uni and then the work that you do around the creative side, I'm guessing that's like evening times when you kind of that's kind of like me.
I think I know I just spoke about consistency, but like I am quite inconsistent with my schedule.
No, but it's difficult though. It's difficult.
You'll have like an assignment due one day, and then you're like, oh, I don't really have time to go to the gym because I need to finish this, and then like it kind of like shifts things a lot. So I think like at the moment it is harder to stay like consistent with like 2 gym sessions, 1 session on the pitch outside of my training sessions, but like you try as much as you can.
But once you get it right, then you're good. I realized that with the students that I have doing work experience with me, on a Monday and on the Thursday, Mondays I have university, like my class, so it's difficult for me to be with them. So, but also at the same time, I don't have the full knowledge to teach them anything to do with tech, even though we still have an aspect of tech in what we do. So it just made me realize, you know what, if I can just get one person to join me, whether it's that I pay them monthly or they come as a volunteer, then that would really open up a massive space. And then as soon as I got this guy, like literally on a Monday, have a meeting in the morning and get everyone together, and then literally he's just running the whole show, and I can do so many other things. Like it's so helpful. Like it's just opened up a whole how many hours that I can just really focus on certain other things. So no, but once you clock how to manage those hours, then you're pretty much good. I would say. So my next question was around obviously like playing, performance wise. Obviously, say you were playing for Brentford before, and now playing for Actonians as well. What was that transition like? Because personally for me, I even obviously not knowing anything about women's football in the UK, well, not knowing about how the leagues work and stuff like that. I still don't know how the leagues work for guys. I think the most I know is like League 1 all the way to League 2.
That's quite good. Not many people do.
Yeah. But I'm learning anyway. So, but then in terms of like, because I used to think, if I hear Brentford, I'm thinking Brentford is that top level women's Premier League kind of thing. So what was that? What was your time like in Brentford, and what kind of like created the opportunity to move to Actonians as well?
So, I mean, I loved Brentford. Like, Brentford was such a good club because it was in terms of like community. Like, it's a big club, but it's not one of those clubs that's like in their head about like, our men are in the Premier League, we don't want to treat our women right. Like, it's very much like what our men get, we try to reciprocate it as much as we can to the women. Like, we were getting involved in like the media days with the men. We were doing like signings and stuff like that. My picture was outside the stadium for 2 seasons. Like, it was sick. But yeah, I think because everyone, like, it wasn't a pro club because they had just like started out the women's side of things, but the investment that was in it was so good. Like, it very much felt like a professional setup. Like, we had all kinds of staff. Like, we had a psychologist, we had like S&C, we had physios, we had 5,000 coaches for different things. Like, yeah, the setup, like, you very much felt like you were in a professional club and you trained like a professional. And like all the girls there had like were ballers. Like, everyone was so good. So I very much did love it at Brentford. I think why I left Brentford was at the end of this season, our manager, he had stepped down. I mean, he's now doing his own thing, and a few girls had also now decided like they didn't want to play football as well. So I think for me, I was thinking, cool, Brentford is a great club, but we play in tier 5. So if you don't know the system, it goes WSL, Championship. We don't have League 1 and 2. It goes National League, and then tier 4, which is like National League South and North, and then 5, 6, tiers 5, 6, 7.
And where's Actonians?
So Actonians is tier 4.
Okay.
Brentford at the time was tier 6, and then we got promoted to tier 5 at the end of the season. So for me, at that time, I had gotten an offer to come trial at Wimbledon, which were tier 3, so National League. Obviously, was not going to skip that opportunity. I'd be jumping 3 leagues up. And I knew I had it in me. I mean, I've played higher before. I played tier 3 when I was in uni for a little bit.
Okay, wow.
So I knew I could do it. And I think that was like my main point where I was like, okay, my manager's left. There's a lot of changes at Brentford, which change is new, like, it's scary. So like, for me, I was like, I'm not too sure about what's going on in Brentford. Maybe this is the time to like go see what's out there. So yeah, gone Wimbledon, spent my whole pre-season there, and then was confident I was going to sign, had chats about signing. And then like a week before the season started, they were like, yeah, never mind, which was like a oh no moment. But I had already told Brentford I was leaving because I was pretty confident that I was going to go sign there. Yeah, don't do that. Always have something on paper before.
Yeah, for real, yeah. Always.
Learn from my mistakes.
Always.
And then, yeah, like I think I was like panicking, and like my one-to-one coach, Jack, was helping me find clubs, and he had told me about Actonians, and Actonians is very different from Brentford. It's very much a community club. They don't have like as much investment as Brentford, of course. So the setup was very different, which, to be honest, I'm still getting used to. But I do love it there. Like, the girls there are amazing because it's like not a big club. Like, all the girls there are there because they enjoy playing football, and there's not that toxic mentality of like, I want to play and I'm not happy if I'm not playing. Like, everyone there actually wants to see each other succeed, which I do like. Part of me misses a big club though. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like the media and the free kit and the name? But yeah.
I was even going to ask you that, but I don't know if that's a question that you can even answer on this as well. Like, if there was a club that you would like to like give you a call up today, what club would that be?
Are we being realistic?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I was straight to PSG.
No, what's PSG not realistic?
It's just straight to a pro club. They're getting
If you say PSG, then it's PSG.
PSG's my dream team. I would sprint to France.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. PSG. I don't know if that's realistic.
Okay.
But
it's good that you mentioned that. I will tell you off camera why that's good as well. But yeah, no, that's a very realistic answer.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't think anything is unrealistic because you never know what could happen tomorrow as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, so my next question, normally towards the end of our conversation, I always ask our guests, do you have a question for me?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess like, you know, when you reach like a point in your sports where like, so like again, like you ventured out, you've done so many different stuff outside of playing your sport. Like for you played basketball. Well, do you still play basketball?
For fun.
For fun. But what was like the transition where you're like, okay, I'm ready to leave my sport behind and go and like achieve other things now?
To be honest with you, when I stopped playing, I think I was like 30. I'm 38 now. Or maybe like 29, between 28 and 30 anyway. But at the time I was just playing for fun as well. But I knew that, I'm not going to go anywhere with it. I didn't even know I could even do what I'm doing now with it. So I went back into fashion, doing styling and personal shopping for a while. Tried to do a clothing line, tried to do bespoke suits, all that kind of stuff. Worked for a bit, but didn't really work out the way I envisioned. So I just kind of said to myself, you know what? Let me stop being ambitious and stop envisioning things and just what's the word now? How can I help people through what I know? And then all of a sudden, just from that thought, the side of sports came into play, where I met a young guy who plays basketball. We ended up doing a session together. I booked the court and then realized, oh wow, like people actually want to play indoors. Like this is not something that's available like that and it's free. And then we just kind of stuck with that, and then that was a process. And then from that process, no money to book courts. Okay, cool. How do we still engage with people? Oh yeah, let's do a podcast. Starting the podcast to engage with more people, and then realizing, okay, cool. Okay, now let's look into sports media. There's a lot of guys that do photography and videography event sports. If we can use our platform to get into a lot of the pro events, we can just get them access to shoot that they would never have been able to. So that's how we did Team USA when they came to the UK, the basketball team. So got guys and myself to shoot people like LeBron, etc. And then a few other events, even the NBA that came in January as well, same thing. To get into the Premier League stuff though, it's difficult.
Very. And everyone's in it. Like, it's hard when everyone's doing the same thing.
As I'm saying, because even the application, I'm like, damn, like I have to wait a bit to even be able to apply for it. But so we just started doing all these different things, and now and through that time, it made us realize that the end goal there isn't a destination. The destination is always greatness, and greatness is ongoing. So how can we continue to be great? And it's just by working in purpose and making sure everything that we're doing is also benefiting the world, people, nations, individuals, communities, etc. So that's literally what our I say vision is, and that's literally what we've been doing. So wherever comes with that. Love
that.
So that's it. That's it. But my last but not least question is, so if I had a basketball guest, I would always ask them to start, bench and trade players. And if it's someone that's in American football, I would tell them to name their top 3 greatest quarterbacks for American football.
Got you.
But then for football now, especially women's football, your top 3 all-time teams. Yeah, I'm slapping PSG in there. Okay,
that's
cool.
That's my first team.
But I've actually watched PSG. They're actually really good as well.
They are, and like just like back in the day where it was like Neymar was all of them. Messi. Come on now. Anyways, there. I'm going to say Barcelona, but like prime Barcelona. I don't know if people could come at me if they think this is prime Barcelona, then you don't know.
This is not prime
This
Barcelona.
is not prime Barcelona. I'm talking like Piqué, Iniesta, football, make football great again.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, so prime Barcelona, PSG, and Liverpool. Sorry.
Okay.
You
support
Liverpool. And
okay,
here I am
cool,
trying to find a third team.
Cool, Liverpool. But Liverpool, what team are you looking at as in?
We're hitting a bump, okay?
Okay, cool.
I'm going to back the Liverpool and say, like, we're just in, like, a creative ditch right now.
Okay.
We're just figuring it out. But don't worry, we'll be back. We've got some great players. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Don't need to win things consecutively. It's all about winning and rebuilding. Okay,
cool. And then last but not least, top 3 female athletes all time. Any sport.
Any sport. Do you know, it's so bad. I need to venture into more sports.
You should.
I really should. Like, even when you hear, like, naming players, I'm like, basketball's actually an interesting sport. And, like, one of my closest friends plays it. I've watched him play before.
Who's he?
Why don't... you wouldn't know Anthony. Sorry, Anthony.
Oh, right. He's in the UK?
Yeah, he plays in the UK. He plays for Bristol Flyers.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I should venture into sports more. But I'm gonna throw Sandy Baltimore. She's at Chelsea. She was at PSG.
Okay, cool.
Just apart from like a great footballer and plays just like with flair, fashion sense.
Nice.
10 out of 10. Female athletes. Okay. I'm going to throw Chloe Kelly in there. Again, I'm looking at this also from like mindset and mentality. Like she is such a good example of like resilience, confidence, and like not caring what anyone thinks. So I'm going to throw Chloe Kelly in there. And I need to find someone that's not football, but I don't know. Female
anyone.
Like
Don't even, it doesn't really matter if it's not a popular sport. Anyone. Literally. Could be tennis. Could still be football.
Damn, I need to brush up on my sports. I'm even trying to think of other sports and I don't know.
Tough one.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm really trying not to pick a footballer.
You can still add football. There's nothing wrong with adding football.
There ain't nothing wrong with footballers.
Exactly. Because if you ask me the same question, I'll mostly do tennis and basketball, maybe football.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thing is, I'm trying to find something like all my answers are the same. Like I could say Lauren James, but like she's kind of Lauren James. We'll throw Lauren James. I just think she's a cool person.
Because she's actually good as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's only to be honest with you, like there's nothing wrong because it's only recently I've only started to even like I started watching like the Winter Olympics. Yeah. And I came across Eileen Gu. She's from China. Yeah. But I think she's Chinese American, and she does what they call it, like free. I don't know if it's free snowboarding or something like that. So you saw how you have skateboarders that will do tricks and stuff like that. She does that, but with snowboarding and I don't know what they call those things. Snow skate. I don't know. Forgive me. But apparently, like watching her, like she's so good, and her mindset as well is like crazy. Like the way she thinks is so interesting. And she's also dominant in her sport as well. Yeah. So me coming across her and I've been watching all of her videos, like okay, cool, like this woman is doing her stuff. Yeah. But the thing is that if I didn't watch that, I would never known who she is. So yeah. And then now even looking into women's F1 as well. I've been watching.
Yeah, I need to. Do you know it's so bad? I've also never watched an Olympics.
Is it?
Yeah.
I
don't watch TV. I really need to.
Next one you have to.
I'm gonna watch.
That's gonna be in LA as well. I'm even trying to go there. So.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely. It's fun. It's fun.
Okay, I'm gonna. See, check back with me in a month.
No,
I'll name a female athlete in every sport.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's good homework for both of us to do anyway. But yeah, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. I'm glad that we're able to do this. This is like home, so we're literally chilling at home, having a conversation, two friends, and yeah, it's been fun. I know you've kind of taken some time out from today to be with us, but yeah, thank you. Thank you for everyone that's tuned in to watch this episode. Obviously, like I said from the intro, that I wanted to like start speaking to a lot more women, especially women in sports, especially for this season. I also want to make sure that you guys have taken some amazing nuggets from this conversation, but also don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, let us know how we can improve, how we can do better. If you want to follow Nour as well on her page and kind of follow her journey, her Instagram at, if you don't mind, is
Nour ABKH NOURABKH.
Perfect. You'd have seen it across the screen through the episode and also in the description area as well. But yeah, it's been a pleasure speaking to you guys, and see you guys in the next episode. Coach David, peace.